Makiarai. Right now, I'm in Saitama City in Saitama Prefecture at a place called Omiya Bonsai Village. This entire area has numerous bonsai gardens, delighting visitors across the 4 seasons. Bonsai are works of art that developed in Japan and express natural landscapes within small pots and planters. Bonsai is now a word recognized around the world and has drawn many fans and enthusiasts outside of Japan as well. The bonsai village here was founded in 1925. Known for high-quality soil, an abundance of water and fresh air, it was seen as having the perfect conditions for bonsai cultivation. People came from across the country, and at its peak, there were 35 bonsai gardens. This time, I'll be bringing you the show from this village, which will soon be celebrating the 100th year of its founding and learning about the beauty of bonsai. With me now is Harry Turton of the Omiya Bonsai Art Museum. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, I've heard visitors can see all kinds of bonsai here. So would you tell me more about this facility?
Yes, of course. So this place was opened in 2010 with the purpose of researching bonsai and sharing that with people all around the world. And we get visitors coming here from all around the world.
Wow.
About 20% of our visitors right now are from abroad, so inbound visitors. And so they come to see our extensive bonsai collection, which has 130 masterpiece bonsai, which we call them, and a few hundred other smaller ones which go together with the 130 masterpiece bonsai. And we have many very quite valuable bonsai in our collection as well, and some which were owned by quite famous people like previous prime ministers of Japan.
Wow.
So there's a lot to see at the museum.
I see. Well then, would you show me around?
Of course, please follow me through.
Thank you.
Harry Turton is 28 years old and came to Japan from the UK 3 years ago as a coordinator for international relations. He's involved in promoting international exchanges, including guiding tourists visiting this museum.
So I see some very impressive looking bonsai here. So what are some things I should know to better appreciate bonsai?
Yeah, well, at this museum we refer to bonsai as a living art. And it's a living art which is meant to show off a large tree in the wild inside of a very, very small pot. So also with bonsai, to really feel it as a large tree in nature, it's actually quite good to actually look at it from underneath. And by doing so, you can kind of see this large tree kind of open up into your vision. So we often teach our guests when they come to the museum that to fully appreciate a bonsai, they should crouch down in front of it like this. If you can come with me and do that, and then look up from down below, and you can kind of see this tree opening up into your vision.
Yes, it does look like a big tree.
Yes. With this one in particular, I mean, we spend a lot of time with the lighting when we display them, and so you can kind of see the shadows being cast down. So it's like the sun's coming down on it.
And it's very calculated. Wow. This is a pretty big garden.
Yes, so we actually have around 60 trees which are always placed in this garden. They'll change slightly depending on the year and then the season and also the condition of the bonsai, but the ones in the garden stay mostly the same throughout the year. There's a lot of variety in the trees you can see around here just in one day. We also have some quite large bonsai, such as this very large.
This one is very large.
This Japanese white pine. It's actually this bonsai actually has a name, unlike most of our bonsai. It's called a Chiyonomatsu.
Chiyonomatsu. Hi.
So it's our largest bonsai we have, and also the heaviest as well.
Oh.
So it weighs over a ton, actually.
Oh, it does.
It actually weighs over a ton.
A ton.
You see it's on this turntable here. So that we need to turn it around occasionally to get it more sunlight on the backside, for example. Because of the bonsai is so heavy, we actually will need to bring a crane in to lift the bonsai up when we need to repair the turntable and whatnot, which we had to do last year. So it's quite a big task for that.
How often do you turn it around?
We turn it around only once every few months or so. Usually it's fine. The bonsai artist will kind of judge if the backside needs a bit more sunlight.
Wow, this is beautiful.
So this bonsai here actually has quite a unique feature to it, which you'll often see, especially in a juniper bonsai. So do you see there's actually those white parts on the tree there?
Yes.
So those parts of the tree are actually dead. there's parts of the tree which are fully white there. Those parts are dead, and they actually have a special name in the bonsai world.
Okay.
So if that the dead part is the trunk, we call it shari.
Shari?
Yes, which refers to the bones of the Buddha that will be displayed in various temples. And then if it's on the branches, it's called jin. So it's like the Chinese character for God.
Oh.
And there's also kind of an artistic meaning to it as well, where you have both life and death within the same tree. So it kind of celebrates how far this bonsai can survive.
You know so much about bonsai. Is what you know about bonsai something you were interested from before and learned by yourself?
So I came to this museum about 2.5 years ago now, and when I came I knew next to nothing about bonsai, so I had to learn it all once I arrived here at the museum.
Really? So it was only after you came to Japan?
Yes, so I had to learn a lot from the curators and the bonsai artists who work at the museum.
Wow. Wasn't it difficult learning about specialized terms?
It was quite difficult, yes. There's a lot of terms you only use for bonsai, like the shari and jin from before, and honestly, one of the hardest things was learning all the names of plants in Japanese and also English, because I didn't really know many plants in English when I first came as well, so I had to learn all the plants we have in the museum in both Japanese and English.
Oh, wow. It must have been hard work for you.
At the start it was, yes.
So I hope more people will discover the attractions of bonsai as well.
I do too, I very much hope so too.
Well, thank you for a good time today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed.
Yes, I did.